Hey, Hans for Request for Music here with a new update for RFM Space, and it is already starting to look like a real modular synth at the moment. It means that I've cleared my rack, so you can see that it has these spaces for modules and those spaces, and I can actually zoom in on such a plate if I wanted to. I can go up pretty far to get really high res images and so on, but I can actually from my module library here, or my module browser my module browser on the side, I can actually just drag in an oscillator, for instance, and you can hear that it's straight away giving sound, and it's also listening to my keyboard already, the keyboard that was already connected and that was saved in the system, so it knows that my key step, which I'm playing now, is actually giving the sound for that. I'm turning it back for just a while because I want to make sure that you hear what I'm saying, of course. So I've got this one oscillator in, and I can drag an envelope in here. And if I want to drag more in, the rack, the frame itself is fluid. So that means that if I drag a VCA in here to the side, it will just grow until you have those connected. And to let you hear what happens, if first of all I have the sound of the oscillator, I can make sure that my because the envelope is also working and my keyboard is working, as you see, so that I connect my envelope to my VCA and I connect all of the oscillators. Only one is there at the moment, but anyway, so little by little is really starting to look like and behave like a complete modular system. And this is just an AR envelope, so just attack and release. So something like that, or if I drag it longer, something like that. And actually there's also by now a keyboard in there, so I can also drag that in. I'm not quite sure if that should be part of the actual module or the actual modular system itself. It is at the moment, so you see that you can just put it in, or if I press Alt click on it, it just takes it out, and you see that it's really fluent and changing the size and the columns and the width of everything. Of course, there's a sort of a minimum size, so if I would take these out, so something like this, it would go back to the minimum size of two of those 1 unit large modules. And I say 1 unit large because if I drag a clocks in, for instance, which takes 3 units, you see that it's just going over that, and I can still zoom out or zoom in to the highest quality if I wanted to. This is the highest version at the moment, so which is, I think, a pretty high resolution for this. So I can still use that. Well, take that one out. So it's going back to this, and I'm going back into the oscillator and that kind of stuff. So one oscillator, and maybe I'll drag another one on the bottom of that, and I'll take the envelope and I'll take a VCA in there. And as you know, you can change colors and stuff like that. And I can actually, by clicking Command, I can change the color for all of the same units. So these are obviously different units, so it doesn't work for those at the moment, but I could do something like this. And I can actually change this in the fact that I want to listen to all the oscillators in there, and I want this to listen to the envelope. And so now, of course, I have those 2 oscillators there. So if I now press the Command key while clicking this selection, and I'll create a sawtooth, it's going to change both of those to a sawtooth. And if I want to actually change a frequency on both of them, I can also do a Command drag on such a knob, and it will change both of them. If I do a command double click, it's actually going to change randomly the values of those knobs. So if I do it a bit more broad than this, so let's drag these to the side, and of course I need to repaint, so take 2 more oscillators in. Oops, that was not intended. So I'll take this back there, and I'll take the other one there in the room. So I'll make sure that they all have the same color. Maybe I want my oscillators white and the other ones different. And of course, those 2 that I put in there, and I change those to a ramp, for instance, they're not hooked up to the envelope yet. So it means that the other ones are still sounding. And of course, I wouldn't have to listen to the same interface if I want to do something like this, or maybe change these to the A bus. I could do something like that, or instead, indeed, make sure that everything is listening to my same A bus, and now make sure that this is listening to all of the oscillators again. So, and do this thing with the frequency again. So, and maybe I should, and I'll do that manually. Otherwise, it will not. The random is not that broad, so it won't do something like this. But of course, I can create a very thick sound already. So you hear that is indeed working. Long attack for all of those modules that are connected to VCA, because this is connected to that. And if I would have multiple VCAs or multiple envelopes, I can choose which of the ones can be selected. As you can see, I now have the other one that I can select to as well. That gives you this, while if I change it to the original, it had this attack in there. So yeah, that's the things that I've been doing today, and I hope you'll be checking back with me, and that was it for now. So cheers, bye bye.